Hi, thanks for watching. In this video we will show you how to prepare and then how to install the Geezer Glide 49mm fork conversion kit. Our kit includes the upper and the lower triple tree, the neck stem and the lock nut, hardware, a fork lock tab. There are two different versions depending on what year model your bike is. A brake line mount, and of course the brake lines. Again, two versions for ABS and for non-ABS models. Preparation. The neck stem needs to be assembled securely into the lower triple tree. Start with the application of permanent thread locker on the lower end of the neck stem and make sure you use plenty. When starting to thread in the neck stem, please keep in mind that the triple trees have a built-in 5-degree rake, so they're not quite perpendicular. Screw in the neck stem by hand all the way until it's completely seated. Now secure the assembly and torque it down to 120 foot-pounds. A retaining groove at the very bottom of the neck stem coincides with the threaded hole at the lower portion of the triple tree on the inside. Apply plenty of permanent thread locker and thread the set screw in all the way. Tighten the set screw as much as possible and top it off with a drop of permanent thread locker. Let the assembly cure for at least 24 hours to create a permanent connection. This is very important. Do not skip this step. Harley-Davidson touring models 2013 and older have been designed to work with 41mm fork tubes. Due to the increased diameter of the 49mm fork tubes, they do not quite clear the fork lock tab. A little bit of extra clearance is required. On your fork lock tab, mark the widest section of it as indicated by the green line in our picture here. Then mark the outer edges as shown red in our picture. Now cut off the ledge as marked. Sand it down to remove all sharp edges and to prepare it for paint. Use primer and a solid top coat and let it dry completely. This gives you plenty of clearance so the forks can move freely around the fork lock tab. Our next step is to install the fork stop on our fork lock tab. There are two different kinds depending on what model year. Models from 1998 through 2008 already have two mounting holes. Remove any bumps from the surface of the fork lock tab. It is important to have a completely flat surface. On 2009 through 2013 models, we need to add those holes. Line up the fork stop as shown. Mark the holes we need to drill. A paint pen works really well for that. Determine center, drill in steps up to 5/16 of an inch diameter. Then install your fork stop. Tighten both bolts and torque to 10 foot-pounds. Preparation is now complete. We will now do a quick install on this 2008 touring frame to show how the triple trees will be set. After installing new bearing cups, install the lower triple tree through the bottom of the neck, then slide over the top bearing, dust cup, and then hand tighten with the lock nut. We're skipping the installation of cowbells and go straight to installing fork legs into the triple trees. Slide the fork legs up into the top triple tree and set the height as shown in the picture. Tighten a couple of bolts enough to keep the fork legs from sliding out. Apply medium thread locker to all bolts. It is important to tighten the clamp bolts evenly. Please start with the lower triple tree and there with the center bolt. Tighten each bolt in very small increments, like an eighth or up to a quarter of a turn. Keep alternating until you reach 14 foot-pounds of torque on each bolt. Make sure you do not over-tighten the bolts, as damage may occur. Please use a similar pattern when tightening the bolts on the upper triple tree. That's it. Thank you for watching.